And we're back with Spider-Man the Animated Series. This time Season 1, Episode 13, finale of Season 1. And yeah, this is one day after my... well, this is the morning... I say morning, it's getting late into the evening now. But it's the day after I did the last episode, which was the Hobgoblin episode. Do I think this is going to be a part 3? It could be, but I doubt it. Somehow I doubt it. Because it felt like we closed off that story quite well, I'd say. So yeah, I wonder what villain is going to be featured this time. Because so far this season we've had the Lizard, the Spider Slayers for 2 and 3. For 4 it was Doc Ock. For 5 Mysterio. For 6, who was episode 6? I think it was the Scorpion. Yes, it was the Scorpion. Episode 7 was Craven. Episode 8 we had Rhino in it, but that was also the beginning of the Symbiote trilogy. Episode 9 had Shocker. We've also had Kingpin. Kingpin was introduced earlier on. Episode 10, Rhino and Shocker, but also got Venom. Episode 11 we introduced Hobgoblin. And that was also last episode as well. Yeah, we had quite a few villains. I suppose the biggest ones I'm waiting for... the big ones I'm waiting for are still... if I'm going through the movies... still had no Green Goblin, which is my favourite Spider-Man villain. We've had no Sandman. We've had no Electro. Had no Vulture, and those are just the ones from the movies, so they're the 4 main ones from the movies. I think I know that Carnage is in here somewhere, so I'm waiting on that, but then again we've only just got rid of Venom, so I don't think Venom and Carnage are going to be showing up just yet. So I'm wondering who's going to show up next. Yeah, nothing else to talk about. Also, I know this season has not had like a through season storyline. We've had part 1s and part 2s before, but this is a season storyline. We've had no seasonal storyline, and this is the last episode, so you can't make much of a story out of this one, unless they're trying to move into the next season, maybe. But I don't know. But yeah, we'll just see where it takes us. So let's not waste any more time and get into Season 1, Episode 13 of Spider-Man the Animated Series, Season Finale, starting right now. The Chameleon, of course. He's a big Spider-Man villain. What? What? Is that who I think it is? Was that who I thought it was? Is that Miss Romanoff? Is that Black Widow?
Come on, pal. Let's beat it before the fireworks start.
Oi. Oh man. Hey.
Way to go, Spider-Man. Hey, you stop.
Spider-Man just saving lives all the time. That's mad. That's a mad transformation.
Hi, Miss Grant.
Peter, you can't go in there.
Eh?
Late for the tuxedo fitting and the limo's waiting.
Blasted monkey suits, I hate them.
You're wearing a suit right now.
Place. Hey! Just be calm, Mr. Jameson. No harm will come to you. Maybe you forgot to pay your last tailor's bill. You don't let me go immediately.
What's going on?
What is this place? This looks like some kind of training center for assassins.
Those are like Fisk's guards.
On there, boy.
Huh? No fucking way. No fucking way is this what I think it is. It's a fucking helicarrier. This is S.H.I.E.L.D.
Whoever these guys are, they mean business.
This is S.H.I.E.L.D.
Name's Fury.
the shots around here.
It can't be. The war hero?
You flipped the negative of my picture. My patch is on the wrong eye. You're a real piece of work, Jameson. Now listen up. From now on, 0 mistakes. Get it?
What is this?
That's what they're going for.
To Supreme Headquarters, International Espionage Law Enforcement Division. We call it S.H.I.E.L.D.
Never heard of it.
Even the FBI, CIA.
The name's a little different than the MCU.
My party.
And that's where we'll find the Chameleon. In a disguise that's undetectable.
But I'm having police, security, and FBI there.
They're not. They don't know what they're looking for.
Notice.
Then why don't we just cancel the party?
No can do. Gotta act like everything's normal.
Yeah, it's your only chance. It's your only chance to catch him.
If you see anything suspicious, tap on this pin. And undercover S.H.I.E.L.D. agents will respond pronto.
I need the security plans for tonight.
I left a copy in your briefcase a half hour ago.
I need them in my hands right now.
Oh, hi there, Joe.
Mad.
I must talk to you in private. Immediately.
Something's not right.
The security plans for tonight.
You gave me a copy before I left.
I know that's what I told you. Are you trying to drive me crazy?
Where'd the security plans go?
They were right here. Maybe Robbie took them.
Well, why on earth would he... No! Robbie!
Oh no, this is bad.
No spider sense. No chameleon.
No energy device. He's not the one. Bat out.
Jane.
Stop! I've got him. 4-7, West Wing. He's in the form of Miss Grant.
Awesome ponytail guy saw him.
All exits.
Gotcha. I don't usually pick up strange women.
Funny, but not too smart.
Oh. Oh no.
Just the man I was looking for. Peter, I'm understudying the lead in the Shakespeare Fest tonight, and I've saved you a seat. Will you come?
Oh no.
I'll take that as a yes.
Oh man. Yo, fake Peter Parker is making better moves on Mary Jane than the real one is. Yeah.
Bruce? Looks like the chameleon has arrived. It's not a person.
Bruce. Is that a Batman reference?
Floor 31, Sector 5.
Chameleon, stop! Whoa, nice haircut.
Oh no.
It's the chameleon. Get him.
No!
Situation's cold red. I'm coming there in person.
Hey!
Rendezvous with you at the penthouse in 10 minutes.
Aye, sir. Over and out. Upstairs.
That's got to be Black Widow. But they're not going to say her name just yet.
You must fly.
Oh no, and Peter is not there because he never found out about the play.
Don't be wrong. I thought you Lord of more true gentleness.
So what did he get from turning the gas off? Oh, he forced an employee to come down.
Spider sense. The chameleon's close. Where is he?
Good job, Agent.
Colonel, you're early.
No, he's not. He's not early.
Bird.
He's covering his belt.
Wait a minute. Oh no!
Ah! Oh no!
You! Hold it right there! The eye patch! It's on the wrong eye! There's your chameleon!
Agent 1, I'm on my way out. Report your location. Report.
Come on!
Fury?
Shoot the fucker! Oh!
Send a crew to check the wreckage.
How could the chameleon make such a stupid mistake?
Because you did.
Simple, us. He probably based his disguise on Fury's picture from the obituary in your files. The one that was printed flipped, but he didn't know that. I guess it really does pay to practice shoddy journalism. Keep it up, JJ.
Why, you...
Fucker, what are you doing here? How in blazes did you get in?
I have my methods, Mr. Jameson. All I need is one good, clean shot. Now I've got you.
That one caught me off guard. That one caught me off guard. Hey. Spider-Man versus Peter Parker.
Stop me now.
Sleep tight, Chameleon. Well, Bruce, I saved the world again. And what do I get for it? As usual, zilch. Nada. Nothing, that's what.
Heck of a job, Spider-Man. Thanks.
Did he say thanks? Someone thanking Spider-Man?
Yeah?
Oh, that's a first.
Oh no. Oh no. Mary
Oh,
Jane.
Mary Jane.
Oh.
Thanks, and don't you ever kiss me that way again.
What kiss? Chameleon. Oh, no. Mary Jane. I can explain.
Woo! That was a good one. That was a very good one. I'll grant. I will grant. They didn't say Black Widow's name. They didn't say Black Widow's name. They didn't call her Natasha Romanoff. Maybe the name Black. Actually, I was gonna say the Black Widow was already used earlier in this season. I was about to say maybe it's a bit of a too violent name, but they used it earlier in the season for the Spider Slayers. So they just had to settle for calling her Agent 1. But we know who it is. We know who it is. Redhead, works for Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. We also had Chameleon, you know what? For a villain that only didn't really speak, well, not in his true form anyway. He didn't really speak in his true form. But he was surprisingly good. He was very good, I thought. He was surprisingly good. Just the constant switching of who he is, like masquerading as JJ, masquerading as Robbie, as Betty Brant. We got introduced to Betty Brant this episode, which was interesting. As Peter, as Agent 1, as Nick Fury. He was impersonating all these people, and honestly, wow, it was so... well, the telltale sign of the bell, it's for the kids. It's for the kids watching the show. They need to be able to tell. You can make a 5-year-old feel very intelligent when they can spot a belt in a cartoon show. Hang on. I'm looking at the characters. I'm looking at the voice actors here for the cast of this episode. Glory Grant. Was that who she was? Glory Grant as opposed to Betty Brant. What's if that's the case? Why the reason of the change? Why the change? Why change? Why change the character? Why not call her Betty Brant? But hang on. Yeah, no additional voice cast. Why change from Betty Brant to Glory Grant? What kind of a name is Glory as well? I mean, it's probably Gloria, but why? Why change these things? But okay. So yeah, a swift introduction to Agent 1, Black Widow, in the beginning of this episode when they were just chasing this random guy through an airport, and then we got like the views have been changing from person to person as it went on. So we're like, okay, and the title of the episode gives it away, the Chameleon. I don't know, because I was about to say how would it be to see a Spider-Man film with Chameleon in it. It would have to be a different style of film, because usually it's Spider-Man films that are all action-packed, they're all fun. Chameleon lends himself to like a mystery storyline. So, And plus, I think he's a bit too close to he's a bit too close to Mysterio as well, with like the Spider-Man having to trust his spider sense to figure out who Chameleon is. It was the same way with Mysterio. So maybe with the Tom Holland films we've passed the idea of having Chameleon, because he's had to trust his spider sense, his Peter Tingle with Mysterio before, and to do so again with Chameleon would just feel too similar. Yeah, let's see what was in this episode. After the escape of the escape of the Chameleon from the airport, and then into the city, flying a helicopter that crashes, and then Spider-Man has to save not only Chameleon, but the guys working on the crane thing, decorate on the side of the building, and then the helicopter falls down. And he has to save the people standing on the ground below. Spider-Man has to constantly keep saving people all the time, and no thanks for it once again. But most of this episode, pretty much all of this episode, was about the peace summit that was going to happen. Didn't specify who the two leaders were. It wouldn't have been mad if one of them was Doctor Doom or something. Doctor Doom and Black Panther, the two country leaders to sign peace treaty. That would have been mad. Yeah, didn't specify who the two leaders of the two countries were, but basically the Chameleon had been hired by terrorists or something to make sure the peace treaty didn't go ahead, whether that be killing them or not. I'm pretty sure it was just to kill them, to kill the two leaders. Yeah, JJ got kidnapped along with Peter on his way to a suit fitting. He said that he doesn't like wearing fucking suits. Listen, you wear a fucking suit all the time. What's that blue jacket you got on? That's a suit jacket. Honestly, JJ as well. I've got to talk about your fashion sense. Your fucking blue jacket with your grey pants. Nah. At least wear a grey jacket or blue pants. At least have it match. Okay. Someone's calling. Where was I? Oh yes, I was criticising a cartoon character's fashion sense. Like, honestly, JJ, you've got to get that suit to match up a bit, please. It drives me crazy. Like, if you just put some blue pants with that, it'd look great. Because I'm not really a fan of grey suits. At least go dark. A dark, like a proper dark grey suit, not the light grey shit that JJ wears. But yeah, him and Peter got kidnapped during a little limo ride where Peter was trying to preach his case to JJ about being the photographer for the peace treaty signing. And they were taken to S.H.I.E.L.D. Taken to S.H.I.E.L.D, the helicarrier. Like, it's not it is a flying fortress, but it's not the travelling fortress that is usually in the MCU. And JJ was confronted by a Fury that is not my Fury, not the usual Fury we're used to. He's not the black Sam Jackson Nick Fury that we all agree is fucking awesome. So he's not that. But yeah, for a second there, I was thinking when Nick Fury brought up the whole thing, and also the naming of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a bit off in this episode as well. Well, who am I to say that anything is off, because this came first? But I wonder if they took liberties with this, because in the comics, obviously S.H.I.E.L.D. existed before this did. But I wonder if, unless it didn't, it could be a Harley Quinn situation, but I wonder if the name in the comics was how we use it in the MCU, or did the MCU be the first one to call it Strategic Homeland I can't remember what it was, something Enforcement and Logistics Division.
Welcome to Supreme Headquarters, International Espionage Law Enforcement.
Yep.
Forgot, didn't see it. Anyway.
Right. My dad complimenting me on my weight loss while making him he was making me give him a pat on the back because he recommended what I do to make me lose weight. Just cut out some stuff that I eat, and he wanted me to pat him on the back for that. Okay, fine. But yes, Supreme Headquarters, International.
Welcome to Supreme Headquarters International Espionage Law Enforcement Division. We call it S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay. It's not how I typically refer to it in the it's not how we refer to it in the MCU, but I wonder which one came first. I should look it up, but I'm not going to. Actually, yeah, I am. What does S.H.I.E.L.D. stand for? Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division. What did S.H.I.E.L.D. originally stand for? Strategic Hazard Intervention Espionage Logistics Directorate. Okay. What does Hydra stand for? I actually want to know what Hydra stands for. Just the serpent from Greek gods. Okay, fair enough. So, yeah. So, obviously, this cartoon, well, S.H.I.E.L.D. has had a few different iterations over the years. The MCU one is the one I'm most familiar with. Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division. S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, great. Where was Coulson? That is my main concern of this episode. Where was Coulson? Where is Agent Coulson? Where is Clark Gregg? Mind you, he would have been a bit younger in this, and I doubt the character of Phil Coulson was created. But yeah. For a second there, when Nick Fury brought up Jameson about apparently Nick Fury is officially dead and supposed to be a war hero. Are we talking Vietnam War? Because I doubt he's old enough to be a World War II veteran. I mean, this was the 90s. This is in the 90s, and he would be a bit too old. He would be a bit too old right now to be a World War II veteran. So I'm thinking Vietnam War, maybe. Because that wasn't the Vietnam. I'm terribly bad with my history. Wasn't the Vietnam War in the 70s? I should look this up. When was the Vietnam War? 1955. Okay. I was way off with the 70s. Apparently Nick Fury is supposed to be a war hero, and JJ printed his obituary with the eye patch on the wrong eye. And for a second there, I thought that's what Nick Fury had asked him for. I was like, really? You're running a super intelligence agency, and you're worried about Nick Fury? You're worried about JJ printing your eye patch on the wrong eye with his picture flipped? I mean, it drives me crazy as well when I see stuff like that. Like I watch YouTube videos of people reacting and they flip stuff. Like they flip their own camera, and I'm thinking like, why have you done that? But okay, it doesn't matter. But yeah, basically, Nick Fury brought him there to brief JJ on the whole situation with the Chameleon, and Chameleon is a very busy man. He was in a lot of different places, and he succeeded a lot. He completed a lot of his missions, almost all of his missions it looks like, but this was the one way he was going to fail. So he brought JJ up because he was like, I need you to, you know your employees better than anyone, and I need you to tap this badge. It's not a very covert badge, it's a S.H.I.E.L.D. badge. Like, surely an international assassin like the Chameleon would recognise a S.H.I.E.L.D. pin on a news publisher's jacket. Especially someone who's like specialises in copying someone's appearance. You'd think he'd know it's like a S.H.I.E.L.D. pendant on a news publisher. But yeah, told him to double tap that whenever you think you've found the Chameleon. And he sent, and Spiderman was listening the whole time, Peter was listening the whole time, sneaking out through the air vents, almost falling out of the bottom of the helicarrier. I wonder what the people in the helicarrier do with their waste disposal. Do they just drop it into the ocean off the side of the helicarrier? That would be the most. It'd be bad that you'd have to work with. Bad that you have to work with waste, but it'd be awesome to just throw all that shit off the side of the helicarrier and just watch it fall into the ocean. It'll be an entertaining job. I'd say that. You know, if you'd work on the helicarrier and you're adrenaline junkie, you'd be doing bungee jumps off that thing all the time. You'd be doing a bungee jump off the helicarrier all the time. Peter was listening in. He knows about the stuff with the Chameleon as well, and him and JJ get sent back they go straight to the Daily Bugle, where not only normal JJ but also Chameleon JJ is driving Glory Grant insane. Like one's saying, give me the security details. She's saying, I gave you them before. And then regular JJ comes back and she gives him the details. He's like, you gave them to me before. He's driving her insane. Well, both of them are driving her insane, but she doesn't know anything about that. And Peter has to pretend that he doesn't know anything about that either, even though his spider sense is going crazy when the Chameleon is nearby. So he transforms into Nick. He transforms into JJ. He transforms into Robbie and gets away with the security details. But then JJ immediately double taps his thing. The S.H.I.E.L.D. agents are already there. They work fast. S.H.I.E.L.D. agents were already undercover in JJ's building straight after his meeting with Nick Fury. So they must have been getting ready whilst JJ and Pete were already at S.H.I.E.L.D. But yeah, Chameleon, slippery bastard he was. He was impersonating everyone. Impersonating JJ, impersonating Robbie, impersonating Glory Grant, impersonating Spiderman, Peter Parker. He was doing it all. He was impersonating them all, and he got himself. He got away. He managed to get away. You'd think the first thing these S.H.I.E.L.D. agents would be looking for is the belt, but then Chameleon still managed to catch them out quite a few times. He even impersonated. He impersonated Peter to get out the front lobby, where he was found by Mary Jane, and that's when small shit hit the small fan, because it wasn't that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, but the promising to go to the play, the kissing her in the middle of the lobby, and promising that he'd be there as Peter Parker, it led to problems later on for real Peter, because Peter knew nothing about that. He didn't know Mary Jane had a play on, he didn't know he was supposed to be invited, he didn't know about the kiss, but it all led to problems later on. And then we had the Peace Summit go off, and Spider-Man's just keeping vigil with a gargoyle he's called Bruce. Is that a Batman reference? Because the Batman animated series would have been going on around the same time as this. Is that a Batman reference? Because people always say Batman's like a gargoyle, just perched on top of buildings, just watching. Not to mention the gothic look of gargoyles, signifying Gotham. So is that a Batman reference? Because that's really lovely if it is. But yeah, Chameleon gets himself in, taking a snapshot of Agent 1 along the way to get himself in. Once again, using his techniques of his belt, he manages. Well, he doesn't manage to get straight to the special VIP guests, the two leaders, but he does get close, and let's see where his closest chance was when he transformed into Nick Fury, and Spider-Man was the one who was able to notice it, and it was a smart disguise to be as Nick Fury as well. I mean, yes, the right eye patch is on the wrong eye, but he doesn't know that. But he's also, the suit that Nick Fury is wearing is covering his belt, so he's hiding his belt, and he's pretending to be Nick Fury. But Spider-Man is the one who notices because he saw the eye patch. Yeah, Spider-Man is the one who saw and heard about the whole deal with the flipped eye patch thing, and he noticed it himself. And he called Chameleon out. And Agent 1 shot down the helicopter he was using to get away, and it crashed into the river. Once again, another crash into the river. Hobgoblin did the same thing last episode, but yeah. This one looks a lot more convincing though, because the helicopter blew up, and it looked like he might have died. But no. But then, once again, just like last episode, I expected this episode to end there with like, is Chameleon dead? But no, then we had the peace treaty signing, and I was just thinking like, okay, a happy ending, the peace treaty's happening, and the shock, I think the biggest shock of this entire series for me so far was when fake Peter Parker was using the camera and it was actually a gun, and then Spider-Man had to jump in. I was completely caught off guard in that moment. I was like not expecting that whatsoever. I was just expecting a happy ending. But if I would have looked at the timeline and seen there's like 3 minutes left on this episode at that moment, I would have been like, oh god. But no, I didn't, and it completely caught me off guard, that moment. Where you get the nice imagery of Spider-Man fighting Peter Parker in full view of everyone, and Spider-Man uppercuts the belt, destroys the belt, and removes Chameleon's disguise, and that somehow knocks him out as well. Don't know how that happens, but yeah. Chameleon is arrested, and Spider-Man gets a thank you from Nick Fury. The first thank you he's actually gotten from his... Actually, no, he got a bit of thanks at the beginning when he was saving all those people from like falling helicopter and stuff. He got a lot of thanks for all that stuff. But yeah, official recognition from the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's got to boost the ego a little bit, hasn't it? That's got to feel good. But yeah, once again, an amazing episode. Oh no, and then there was the part at the end when Mary Jane delivers the swift, what she thinks is justice, to Peter with the slap across the face and then saying like, you're a bastard for not coming to my play. Yeah. I'm amazed Peter figured that out quite fast. He was like, what kiss and what invitation? And he's like, oh no, Chameleon. Then he's like, bitch, Chameleon kissed my girl first. So then he has to try explaining himself. I don't know how he's going to, because he's not supposed to know about any of that stuff. But then again, Mary Jane doesn't have to tell anyone. Mary Jane doesn't have to say, like, how... Well, Mary Jane will probably ask how you know about all this, but Mary Jane doesn't have to disclose Peter's secrets. She doesn't have to do that. But yeah, once again, a very good episode. Let's see where I would rank this. I've been talking for a while. You see how much energy I have when I'm, like, not... when it's not 5 o'clock in the morning? It's not going to go over the Symbiote Trilogy, because the Symbiote Trilogy reigns supreme for this season. It was the best stuff they've done. Then there's the 2 Hobgoblin episodes. And honestly, this is close to deciding whether or not this goes above them. Because I'm treating like because they're right next to each other, I'm treating the Hobgoblin saga as one story. The duology as one story. Does this go above or below it? You know what? I'm going to put this above it. I'm going to put this above episode 11 and 12. Just because it's introduced S.H.I.E.L.D, it showed us Black Widow, it's expanding the universe of Spider-Man, and not to mention that moment at the end when it caught me off guard with Chameleon pretending to be Peter at the end, when I thought it was the ending. That shocked me. It was the most shocked I've been all season. So, yeah, I think that moment deserves this episode of being in the number 4 spot. So, yeah, as of this season, this is the final ranking for the season. Episode 7, the Kraven episode, didn't really care for it. Episode 4, the Doc Ock episode, I thought it was kind of basic. Episode 1, the premiere, it was decent, it was a decent premiere. And it was a good introduction to the series. Episode 6 was the Scorpion episode, a fun episode. Episode 5, the Mysterio episode, close to this one, but I think this episode did the mystery thing a lot better. Episode 2 was the Spider Slayers Part 1, a fun episode. Episode 3, Spider Slayers Part 2, an even more fun episode. Then Episode 11, Hobgoblin Part 1, very, very good. Episode 12 was an improvement on it, so that's why. Then there's this episode, which, once again, biggest shock of the series, the season so far. So, yeah, I'll take that. And then Episode 8, 9 and 10, the Symbiote Trilogy. The Symbiote Trilogy was so well done, with the first 2 episodes being the Black Suit and then the third being Venom. The best villain of this series so far. It was just very well done. And speaking of this show so far, I think I can point out some of my problems with it now that I've watched an entire season. I do have some problems with like the animation style and how they do some things here. Like my friend pointed out to me earlier this season that Spider-Man doesn't directly punch anyone in this show. Because it was a kids show, they didn't want to show much violence, so he doesn't like directly punch anyone. So I was like, oh, that's a problem. And then, like I said, the animation style, sometimes there's lip movement off when they're speaking. Sometimes they crop like animations, like you have Spider-Man, like he makes a jump and then like the next cut is like halfway across the room. Sometimes they just do that. The reason I say that is because, there's no excuse for it like being a 90s kids TV show, because listen, I've watched 30 episodes of another 90s kids TV show which just does it much better. I hate to compare this to Batman the Animated Series, but I think Batman just carries a lot of its animation style and its tone, and especially its animation. I think it just carries it a lot better than this show does. But that's not to say this show is bad, because this show is very good. But I think the Batman show just carries its storytelling, its tone, and its animation better than this show does. And not to mention the Batman show came 2 years earlier than this one. Because this was 94, animated Batman was 92. But yeah, that's not knocking this show. This show is very good so far, and I'm only happy to keep carrying on with it. And I will. Because I bought, even last night, after I watched the last episode, I bought a new Spider-Man figure, which should be coming by the time I do season 2. Because I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to take a little bit of a break because I finished Ben 10 Alien Force, all 3 seasons. I finished My Hero Academia season 3. I mean, I finished recording that a long time ago. But the last few episodes are going to be coming out around the same time as this. The last episode should be coming out the same week that this episode comes out, and then I've finished with this season as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to not take a little bit of a break from YouTube, but take a bit of a break from these shows, because I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'll tell you what I've rather not been doing for the past several months, and kind of been doing. I'm going to be doing now. I've been missing a lot of the Disney Plus stuff off, so. And as you know, the Disney Plus stuff, a lot of it goes onto my Patreon, and the reviews come on YouTube. The reactions go on Patreon, the reviews come on YouTube. But I've missed She-Hulk. I never watched She-Hulk. It's months since She-Hulk came out, and I've missed it. I've got to finish off Tales of the Jedi, because I've been lacking in doing that recently. I've got to finish off Rings of Power. I've only got 2 episodes left of that. I've got to do the Andor series on Disney Plus. I haven't done that. And I've got to catch up with the Bad Batch series as well. So I've got to finish those 5 shows off before I can move back into this. And you know what? Because I have all week now. Like I'm not spending my time watching the Ben 10, My Hero, and Spider-Man. I can devote more time to doing those shows. So hopefully this won't be a huge break, like 2-3 months maybe. But yeah. I will be coming back to this show because I really like it. So yeah, that's just a little update on what's going to be happening for the foreseeable future, but I will be coming back to these regular shows. Ben 10 Ultimate Alien will be coming. My Hero Season 4 will be coming. Spider-Man Season 2 will be coming. So yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. So until next, that's all we've got for this season of the animated Spider-Man show. Until next time, we are over and out. Bye!